For years, banks promised innovation, but they gave us fees and friction and fine prints. Today, all that changes. Introducing Private Key Bank from Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club, the world's first Bitcoin native credit union. Rebuilt from the ground up in the heart of El Salvador, a place where your Bitcoin isn't just stored, it grows. Earn 4% interest paid in Bitcoin, compounded, secured, and accessible. No middlemen, no hidden games, just your money working for you. Send funds across borders instantly, without SWIFT codes, without currency conversions. Pay anyone, anywhere, with a tap of a finger. This isn't banking as usual. This is freedom, beautifully engineered. The future of finance is finally here. Good morning and welcome to the Bitcoin Thursdays with Dr. J. I am Dr. J, and it's a really early morning here. Let's see, it's actually Friday here. It's 12 a.m. and I'm sitting in my lovely hotel room in Melbourne, Australia. And I'm here because we have some really exciting things happening with our bank, with the partnerships, and figuring out how to unleash the potential of this thing called Bitcoin. But before I get into sharing more about what I'm doing on this trip and what the future of banking is going to be, I have to tell you, Melbourne is one of the most beautiful cities on earth. It's creative and it's sophisticated and globally connected, and just kind of the buildings are incredible. I mean, the whole skyline is beautiful, and the future almost feels like the present here, and it's really nice. And Australia, for those of you who have not been here, it's a long flight. It takes quite a while. I flew from Florida all the way to San Francisco, and then another 17 and a half hours nonstop. The plane lands on fumes by the time it touches down in Melbourne. But it's a beautiful country. Australia has vast extremes, massive deserts, lush rainforests, beautiful, the Great Barrier Reef, the coral reef, and Sydney and Melbourne, the two big cities. These are huge. I mean, 6 million plus population, and in each one of them, and they have more than 50% of the entire Australia's population. Also, the winter time over here, because we're in the southern hemisphere, so I had to come here in my overcoats and scarves. It wasn't that cold, but it's good to have that fresh, crisp air in your face after leaving the Florida's oppressive heat. It's really beautiful. So anyway, I'm here because we are talking about and envisioning what a potential partnership could look like with other financial companies relative to our El Salvadorian bank. And many of you have already joined in as founding members, as the first 100 people for our bank. And I think we have a few slots available, and I'll talk more about that in just a bit. But anyway, I'm here meeting with Caleb and Brown. Many of you use Caleb and Brown as a brokerage. We have done a lot of business together. They have an OTC desk. They do asset management, brokerage services, high net worth individuals. And the core conversation that we are having is rethinking what finance really means. What does ownership mean? What does value mean? And there is a significant paradigm shift that's taking place, one that starts with hodling Bitcoin and perhaps ends with something far more revolutionary than that. But before I go into that, I've had a series of meetings with the Caleb and Brown folks, all the way from their compliance people to their operations team to their sales desk to their OTC desk to their CEO and finance department, products and services department, innovation tech. Really great company. But what was amazing to me was, and thank you to you, they literally said, hey, Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, you guys, your community is the most active, most engaged, the biggest source of referral partnerships, and you are actually referring to us, the Bitcoin Ben family, as the partnership that has generated them enormous amounts of business. They see us as almost an example of what a really good partnership is. And so this is really coming from a place of not just going and talking to anybody. We're here talking to a company that we have already done business with. Many of you have been buying Bitcoin, through our club, and we certainly go out to multiple different sources. But Caleb and Brown is a very strong source for acquiring that Bitcoin in at the best prices, the best execution, and most importantly, with trust. So I actually went out to dinner, and it was a lovely dinner, by the way. Melbourne, like I said, has glorious restaurants of all ilk. This particular restaurant was called Ren and LaRue. It was a very fancy French restaurant, but the historical perspective of that restaurant was amazing. It is actually right in the heart of what they call CBD, the Central Business District in Melbourne, and it was built inside Melbourne's original stock market. And so when you go inside, there are these cathedral ceilings and kind of almost Harry Potterish, right? I mean, there's stained glass windows, there's marble floors, and there in the middle of that, you sit down and you eat under these 60, 80, 100-foot ceilings with ornate pillars and designs. It's a remarkable experience. And the one word we fixated on in a good way was trust. So trust is what we are building. Trust is what this entire revolution is about, because we have a trustless system called Bitcoin, right? So let's start at the beginning, and I'm going to build out for you what comes beyond hodling, right? Let's start. So 5,000 years ago, man gets gold. We think gold is scarce. Gold is beautiful. Gold is incorruptible. But we have a problem. Gold is heavy. It's inflexible. And certainly I can't write a smart contract on gold. Let's fast forward to the 20th century. Fiat money takes over. We have all bought into the promise, trust the system. But that's changing, right? It's all inflated, it's manipulated, it's surveilled, we are censored. Worst of all, it has failed millions of people in 2008 and beyond, right? So we know this story. So here comes Bitcoin, the new digital gold with all kinds of wonderful superpowers, right? It's finite, it's portable, it's decentralized, and it's incorruptible. But here's where the shift really starts to take shape. You see, with Bitcoin, you own your own money. So effectively, you become the bank. You just don't have a claim on it. You own it. Someone doesn't freeze it or dilute it or seize it. You own it. So now we have some sovereign digital capital. But here's the thing. See, most people, even those who get Bitcoin, which is amazing, are still stuck in a mindset. And that mindset is, I'll just hodl. I'll just wait for the next bull run. And that's fine. Look, don't get me wrong. But that is not the future. The future of Bitcoin is not just hodling it. And I know we have told you that story before. Buy Bitcoin, hodl it. And we had to do that to make sure that all the members of Bitcoin Ben community actually get into Bitcoin. When I joined here, there were people, it's Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, and I asked the question, hey, does every club member have Bitcoin? The answer was no. And so over the last 6 months, 7 months, what we have done is we have created all kinds of programs to make sure that you, as members of the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, get Bitcoin. But now I'm going to tell you something, what is going to be next level. We're not just going to hodl. We're not just going to wait here, waiting for the next bull run and look at our little wallets, Exodus wallets, and say, hey, gee, Bitcoin's doing well. That's all well and good, but it's not the future. What is the future? The future is using it. The future is activating it. The future is unlocking the value without ever giving it up. You see, Michael Saylor talks about Bitcoin as energy, thermodynamic energy converted into value. Now, I'm going to tell you something that goes beyond that. We, with the private key bank, are going to unleash that value, that stored value. You all know about Bitcoin being the store of value. That's energy. That's energy stored in this battery. And if you just hold on to that battery and do nothing, you'll never power that freight train. You'll never power that rocket ship. Unleashing the value that has been stored is the Holy Grail. Unlocking that without ever giving it up. So let's see what's happening right now. All right. I'm going to actually break this thing down into multiple steps because what I'm talking about today is really, really important. So we know Bitcoin from 2009 went to $1,000, $20,000, up to 100,000. Now, I don't know, 120,000 today, 118,000, up right there. And still, if you look at this whole trajectory, the market is still very nascent. It's very young because Bitcoin adoption is just beginning. We are 3-4% adoption. And institutions are buying. Sovereign nations are integrating their Bitcoin into their treasuries. Some of the developing countries, frankly, the El Salvadors and others of the world, are literally skipping over legacy banking and going straight to digital assets, right? And U.S. regulators and that cartoon called Jerome Powell, are going to keep on giving some resistance, but they're going to be overrun. They're going to be bulldozed. They don't have a future. So here's the question. As Bitcoin becomes more scarce, as demand continues to rise, as monetary policy continues to inflate fiat currencies, what do you think is going to happen? What is the only thing that can happen? Well, we go up. Not in hype, but we go up in adoption. We go up in trust. And we go up in value. So your Bitcoin, whether you have 1 Bitcoin or 100 Bitcoin, it is going to become more powerful. So the question is going to become, how do you make this powerful energy engine called Bitcoin work for you today without selling it tomorrow? And this is the part that most people have not grasped yet. You see, when your money is not your money, you keep it in a bank, in the fiat, they control it. And they say, you know what? I'll give you a little crumb. I'll give you a little bit of interest. You can make 0.75% a year. Gee, I give 0.8%. Yippee. You see, you are the bank now. So if you just sit down there and hodl your Bitcoin in your own wallet, which is great, you are passively waiting for Bitcoin to rise. But when you put that same money into private key bank, we together can energize that money. We can monetize that Bitcoin without ever giving it away. Yeah, just like you can borrow against your home as an investment property, you'll be able to do that with BTC. Let me show you how. We've already done it, right? We have already done it with some financial companies where you can basically keep your Bitcoin, you can custody your Bitcoin, and then borrow money against it, and then unleash that money into a fiat economy for investments, etc. We've done that with mining, and we've done that with a number of other things, the home to hodl program, etc. But I think this whole idea of Bitcoin-backed loans is going to become huge. Let's say you have 5 Bitcoin, right? It's almost $500,000. Instead of selling it and triggering a tax, you simply lock it in as collateral. You can receive US dollars, euros, Australian dollars. You can get loans up to 50 to 70%. You pay interest. And when you're ready to repay, you just retrieve your Bitcoin, which is untouched. It basically becomes financial freedom. This opportunity to actually have Bitcoin, which is an asset kept in the bank in a multi-sig wallet, and us, private key bank, being able to utilize this energy to create all kinds of new products is going to result in yield going back to you. Your Bitcoin is making money. So very simply put, we could literally go into very aggressive energy use, such as mining, where we're amplifying Bitcoin itself, or we could do some things which are more benign. We are now working with Caleb and Brown on strategies that will allow you investors to get 5, 6, 7, 8% yields on Bitcoin. Strategies as simple as covered call strategies. They're products that they have. They're a brokerage firm. We are the grassroots. We are the engine. We are the organization that has thousands and thousands of members who are forward thinking, who know what the future is, who hold Bitcoin. And so we have potential energy, and this potential energy can go kinetic. And when it goes kinetic, it makes money for us, for all of us, right? And the El Salvador Bank is the tip of that engine that's allowing us to create the right partnerships, to create the right products and services that are future products that the traditional banks of Wells Fargo and Bank of America have no ability to innovate. So if we partner with the right kind of brokerage firm, we can actually develop very sophisticated products that benefit you without ever having to sell your Bitcoin, but you can create cash flow from that Bitcoin. You can generate wealth from that Bitcoin. You can move that wealth around the world without hesitation, right? So we're starting to develop Bitcoin savings with the yield. Same products, some products, the unlicensed and the licensed custody allows you to deposit Bitcoin and then earn that yield. And that yield is coming from funding secured lending or certain kind of arbitrage strategies. In fact, I've met some of the smartest guys at this Caleb and Brown meeting who are in structured finance. Structured finance means that we are basically taking these coins, the value in these coins, and we're structuring it in a way that the risk is managed. The Bitcoin still stays Bitcoin and creates predictable yields. You're not just chasing coins, you're building cash flow. So right now, what is the difference? The difference is you could literally sit with your coin in your own account, in your own wallet, and just see it hodl and grow. Or you can have some of the finest minds in finance, put together structured products for you through our bank, Private Key Bank, where when you keep that Bitcoin in our bank, you are now unleashing that untapped energy, where you're not only getting the appreciation of the hodl, but you're getting the rocket ship of yield. So we're going to be building a tremendous amount of innovative products that preserve your Bitcoin as Bitcoin, at the same time generate different levels of yield depending on the risks that are, that are being managed. So a very simple thing, real estate, business lending with Bitcoin as collateral. Can you imagine the opportunity if we can start to finance homes with Bitcoin? It's a game changer, game over. You walk over to your partner bank in El Salvador or any of our 7 locations where we're going to have kiosks. You pledge your BTC as collateral and you underwrite your property deal based on your Bitcoin reserve. You want to build a hotel, you want to build a data center, you want to build a coffee shop, your Bitcoin stays in cold storage. Your cash flow pays back for that loan, and you've just turned your own digital asset into a working asset. You have become the bank. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we are going to accomplish with the Private Key Bank. Our Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club members are going to have available to them technology, brain power, products, and services that are absolutely earth-shattering. It's changing banking because we are the bankers now. We collectively are the ones who will be creating these new products. And yes, it'll become passé and commonplace in 5 years from now, perhaps, maybe 10. But between now and then, we will be making a lot of money. I'm going to take a quick ad break here and come right back on how we're going to continue to unleash this amazing digital potential stored in Bitcoin. Over to you, Sherpa.
What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite truck driver, ex-truck driver in the whole wide world. It's Bitcoin Ben, here to invite you to our weekly Friday owners call. Now, what the owners call is it's a call that I and some of my associates actually do with our current and our prospective owners of our clubs, where we give you the information, answer the questions that you have on what's going on with your club you own right now, or what are the investment opportunities of owning a piece of the club. If you're interested in owning a share or a piece of our clubs, our resorts, our bank, our future airline we're launching, our decentralized private jet company, get on board, guys. Everyone's moving in to the decentralized economy. Join now, and at least join the owner's call. It's easy peasy. You get all the information you need. You can ask all the questions you want, and it's very simple. Give us a call or send us a text right now at 941-391-3882. It's right here. 941-391-3882. Love you guys, and I will see you guys later. Give us a call. Bye-bye.
And we're back to the Bitcoin Thursdays with Dr. J. So let me introduce you to something really powerful. So we've got, the bank, the private key bank, and it's really going to become that spearhead of that arrow. And to make this bank really effective, we need partnerships, and that's why I'm here in Australia right now. And Caleb and Brown is one of our trusted partners, and they are an amazing world-class crypto brokerage. I am so impressed with the quality of the people that I'm dealing with. They have thousands of high net worth clients. They are literally bridging crypto and banking. They have real-time advisory services, and they have tremendous regulatory clarity as well. So combining that with the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, the Bitcoin Ben Banking, with all of our different locations, physical locations, the grassroots movements, our El Salvador Bank, when we combine the Caleb's infrastructure and brokerage knowledge and sophisticated financial products with our grassroots firepower, it's magic. It's electric. It's gonna really be a powerful platform that is going to bring value to our customers, to our clients, to our members. So, very simply put, we as Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club, when you become a member of the private key bank, which is owned by Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club, right? It becomes a very powerful loan platform. We have collateralized loans, fiat is issued, and the Bitcoin that you put in there never leaves custody. It's a shared revenue model, and everyone wins, without ever selling your Bitcoin. So if you just took your Bitcoin and kept it in the El Salvador Bank, by the way, you're going to be able to do that starting October 1st. So we have literally just acquired this bank. And right now, the bank that we acquired, the credit union that we acquired, was a fiat-based traditional credit union. So we didn't have to start from scratch. We actually acquired the basic fiat infrastructure that comes with a traditional bank. You can open checking accounts, you can open savings accounts, you can give out traditional loans, and that's what we acquired. But in a very few short months, we are integrating and developing our own wallet that is hardened, that is industrial grade, that is going to be fully linked into your checking account. So you will be able to put Bitcoin. You can't put Bitcoin in right this moment because the world is seeing that transformation happen as we speak. We're one of the first banks in the world which is doing this. We're taking not only the wallet, but then integrating the Bitcoin rails into the fiat rails so that you have what's called a hybrid treasury, an entire treasury which feeds the general ledger system, which then when you open your little application on your website, you're going to see, hey, here's my account, here's how much I have in fiat, and here's how much I have in Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's generating this much money for me because I have unleashed the potential and checked those boxes off and said, yep, use my Bitcoin for loan, use my Bitcoin for creating yield, use my Bitcoin for all kinds of other sophisticated products that without leaving being Bitcoin, I can generate money with. Your money is going to make money for you. Your Bitcoin is going to make money for you, and it's going to continue to grow as you hodl it, right? So this is really kind of a important value creation that's going on, and then very soon we're going to have tokenized yield pools, right? Imagine that we start writing smart contracts where the pooled BTC, you put in 5 BTC, someone else puts in 2 BTC. We can generate yield with these pools of BTC across DeFi and TradFi strategies. So our Bitcoin Ben members deposit the Bitcoin into their private key account. Caleb and Brown, along with our bank, Private Key Bank, audits and manages these strategies We create tokenized shares that can be traded, that can be redeemed, that generate wealth. This is Wall Street level yield we're talking about. This private equity type of yield we're talking about, except it's for the sovereign individual. Your Bitcoin still remains your Bitcoin, right? So the future of Bitcoin, folks, is not about price. The future of Bitcoin is about function. This is, once you start to see the big picture, you will realize what we have right now. When I say we, our clubs, our members who are holding even 0.1 Bitcoin, this is not just an asset. This is no longer just a property that is sitting in your account. This is not just another wallet you look at and feel good because it's gone up a few basis points here or there. Folks, this is about your future, and this is about the asset that's going to make money for you long term. This energy that has been contained in that wallet is going to be unleashed. And we're going to unleash it for you. And at the end, when I talk about this I'm excited about it, right? With enthusiasm. You see that in my voice. You hear that in the energy. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it because Bitcoin is probably the most powerful financial tool ever invented. And like all tools, it has to be used. And with the right partners, with the right discipline, with the right vision, we can unlock Bitcoin's value, create cash flows, create wealth, and hold it forever. Reflect on that for just a moment. You can hold your Bitcoin forever because you're not waiting for it to just go up and then decide what to do, because you're investing it into private key bank. And we are going to create a myriad set of products, loan products, derivative products, call option products, brokerage products, services products, OTC products that are actually going to generate wealth while it stays Bitcoin. That is the vision that we are laying out. That's why I'm here in Australia. That's why I'm talking to Caleb and Brown about trust, about our club, and why you are no longer going to be just a hodler, not just a believer. You're going to be a builder. You're going to be a builder of what I will call sovereign yield. That is what the opportunity is. And it's mind-blowing, because we will be financing homes. We'll be financing skyscrapers. And you'll be making money with it because you are your own bank. This is a really, really powerful conversation that's happening right now. It's in the early stages. And this is why I keep telling you, hey guys, the first 100 people who are going to sign up for this El Salvador Credit Union and put that $5,000 down. So remember, folks, right now, a lot of you who called in, some of you, I think we have a few slots left. We may have about another 15 or so slots left for the first 100, because some people have filled up the application but not sent the $5,000 fiat deposit. The deposit right now is fiat. It holds your place, and it gives you the right to vote on what our bank is going to do, right? After the first 100, there'll be members, there'll be clients who'll join in, who will be able to put deposits both as fiat and as Bitcoin, right? And get access to all this myriad range of products that we are talking about. But they're not going to be voting members. So we still have about 15 slots available. If you want to be one of the first 100 people who become the voting members of the private key bank, please text the number on the screen. Please text that number, because our phone messages are filling up when you send a text, it's helpful because it's time-stamped and we can prioritize you into that list. So there's still about 15 slots available. And the reason is because some of you mistakenly thought that you could send Bitcoin right away. And that's what you wanted to do. No, we are only taking fiat at this point for the next 3 months. Within this 3 months, we've got development teams working around the clock as we speak, getting all of the wallets, the testing done, and the integration of the rails of Bitcoin and fiat ledgers and the treasury, so that when you open your account, you'll be able to see both. But right now, it's $5,000 is your initial deposit. You can send it. You can fill up that KYC form that has been given. It'll be sent to you. You'll get a link. Just fill it up, attach the document said, send the money, and you'll be counted in the first 100. There's a $250 one-time processing fee that also covers your membership costs for the entire first year. So this is a fabulous opportunity for those of you who are getting in on the game, who understand that hodling is only the first step. Unlocking and unleashing the power of Bitcoin as an energy source, as a source for giving out loans and structured products is where this is going. And in order to do that, we at the Private Key Bank are going to work very closely with our voting members as new partnerships get developed around the world. We're going to structure these partnerships. And in the heart of El Salvador, this bank is going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to grow in deposits. It's going to continue to grow in the kind of products we'll be offering. And your bank will become that engine that'll generate money for you every single day, every single month. While you're sleeping, your Bitcoin is unleashing value without ever having to sell it. And this concept is extremely powerful. This concept has not been implemented yet. We are doing it. We are doing it every single day. The mining was just a baby step, just one particular use case of how we can unleash value and create cash flow for you month after month. We have so many members of our club right now who are in mining, Bitcoin mining, who actually put their Bitcoin up for, custody, borrowed against it, put it into a money generating, cash flow generating investment, and it's making money for them. They're receiving checks every month while they hodl their Bitcoin. Their Bitcoin's still their Bitcoin. It's still appreciating. So hurry up and get on that phone call. No, I'm sorry. Get on that text message and call Nathan, text Gloria. We have a team of people standing by who can get you as a bank member, because this bank, the Private Key Bank, is going to be the future of your wealth, not just to store it in a geographically diverse place, not just to give you diversification of wealth, not just to hodl it somewhere else where, God forbid, your bank shuts you down, like it has happened in so many countries and continues to happen in many countries. It is actually going to be the growth engine. It is going to be the engine that powers your future. Your Bitcoin is so much more powerful than you know. Start to appreciate it. Start to understand the enormity of what we are talking about right now. Bitcoin is not just a property. It's not just a thermodynamic store of value. The store of value is just the first baby step. Allow me to structure this into something that is going to be perpetual wealth for you. And you will never, ever sell your Bitcoin, but you'll continue making money with it as long as you live. God bless you. God bless America. Over and out from lovely Melbourne, Australia. It's dark outside because it's 1 o'clock in the morning. but it's exciting. And I'm just happy to be coming home tomorrow. Goodbye, and thank you for listening.
For years, banks promised innovation, but they gave us fees and friction and fine prints. Today, all that changes. Introducing Private Key Bank from Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club, the world's first Bitcoin native credit union. Rebuilt from the ground up in the heart of El Salvador, a place where your Bitcoin isn't just stored, it grows. Earn 4% interest paid in Bitcoin, compounded, secured, and accessible. No middlemen, no hidden games, just your money working for you. Send funds across borders instantly, without SWIFT codes, without currency conversions. Pay anyone, anywhere, with a tap of a finger. This isn't banking as usual. This is freedom, beautifully engineered. The future of finance is finally here.